Feudalism in South India did not exist. Feudalism in South India did not exist. Number two, land grants were given. Now that is contradictory. If there is no feudalism, why do you need to give land grants? Now that is contradictory. And this contradiction is called South India. South India is a different ball game altogether. So feudalism did not exist because they had lots and lots of money. पैसे की कमी नहीं है इनके पास, बहुत पैसा है. But why land grants? To expel Buddhism and Jainism. They wanted to expel Buddhists and Jainas from South India. And Buddhists and Jain had lots and lots of land grants. Many rulers before had given them caves, viharas and chaityas. The Brahmins did not like it. So in reaction began Bhakti movement. In other words, land grants were given to both the Brahmins and particularly those people who had migrated to Buddhism in order for them to come back to the folds of Hinduism. So non-Brahmins also. So land grants are given to both Brahmins as well as non-Brahmins. It is very practical to understand actually. You have to understand it like this. You have a younger brother. You hit him every day. You keep on hitting him every day. And in the evening, you give him a chocolate. It does not work out after some time. He needs something else. He needs respect. But what do you understand respect here with? Here, respect means inclusion of their deities. In other words, bring their Kul Devi and Kul Devata into the folds of Hinduism. That is what Bhakti movement is. You understand? How many of you have heard a temple of Murugan in North India? Or a temple of Kartikeya in North India? Where? In North India. Exactly. Where have you heard the temple of Nagasena or a Nag Devi in North India? In South India. Sir, you have written North India. I said, मैं समझा नहीं क्या कह रहे हैं? अच्छा, सेंटेंस तो दूसरा है ना, मतलब अंग्रेजी में कुछ और कह रहा है ना वो. इंग्लिश. We have to understand this. It is not that easy. So I'll give you an example. Now this example that I am giving you has no value for PT. PT में काम नहीं आएगा. ये काम आएगा anthropology, sociology, psychology, history options वालों के लिए. So let's take an example. Once upon a time, there existed a place in South India between two rivers, Tungabhadra and Krishna. Tungabhadra flowed ऐसे एक इधर से Krishna, Tungabhadra. Between these two places, you had a Dwab called Raichur Dwab. Raichur Dwab is mentioned in Ramayana also. It is called किष्किंधा. ये तो नाम सुना होगा. ठीक, किष्किंधा. Now if you read Ramayana, you will understand that these people have been not depicted like any other human. They have a tail and they look like monkeys. Tribals. If you have to understand it sociologically, we can call them that they were not acultured. So they were tribals, correct? They were very, very able hunters because they are tribals after all. So they worked as mercenary. For the nearby kingdoms. What could be the better example than Prabhu Shri Ram himself? He comes to find Sita and Sugriv goes along with him. So they are working as mercenaries, the ones who will fight for you for money. To give you a simple understanding. Now these people, these hunters had a Kul Devi, a village deity or a tribal deity. Pampi. Pampi was their deity. ठीक. In due course of time, these tribal people evolved and they formed their own kingdom. They thought that if we are so powerful and the world is now of Kali, why can't we carve our own kingdom? We are powerful. We have all the acumen, we can fight. Let us have our own kingdom. So rather than working for anybody else, they decided to carve out their own kingdom. They carved it out. Correct? But as you can see, when you start moving towards the mainstream, you have to change yourself. You were once outsiders. You are becoming part of the Varna system. You have to make a lot of changes. The first thing that you have to do is, you have to dress up like the mainstream. इसी को सोशियोलॉजी में कहते हैं acculturation और brahmanization और sanskritization. ठीक? Sanskritization of these people happened. So when that happened, they decided to change their gods. So now they started worshipping Shiva. They took a deity which was a mainstream deity. They chose Shiva. But what about Pampi? So they narrated a story. They created a story. They said Pampi is Shiva's wife. Pampi is now married to Lord Shiva. This temple is called the famous Virupaksha temple. And where exactly it is placed? In the capital city of the kingdom. It is named after her, Pampi, Pampa, Hampi. The kingdom is Vijayanagar. There could be no better example than this. You can use it in sociology, anthropology, political science, history. ऐसे होता है acculturation. What is acculturation? Varsha? खरबूजे को देख के खरबूजा रंग बदलता है. Acculturation. When a dehati comes to share, the first thing that he does when he is going for Holi, सबसे पहले वो चोर बाजार से एक सूट खरीदता है, बड़ा चमचम सा, फिर गांव जाता है. फिर जब घर में खाना बनता है तो उससे पूछता है आज क्या खाओगे, बोलता है कैबेज. ओकरा भी बना सकते हो. माँ को पता नहीं चल रहा व्हाट इज ओकरा, वो कहता वही तो है. तो भिंडी बोलना, भिंडी है ना. देखो मुझको भी नहीं पता. Feudalism did not exist here. because they had lot of cash. पैसा कहां से आ रहा है? In last class we were dealing with North India. It is time to deal with South India. गोवा जाना सब चाहते हैं, जा कोई नहीं पाता. Muchiri, also referred to as Muziris. Kollam, also referred to as Kulon. Thondi, Korkai, Arikamedu, कावेरी पट्टनम. इसी के ऊपर एक और है बट साथ में लिख देता हूं, नागापट्टनम. मोतपल्ली. पोर्ट्स की कमी नहीं, बहुत पैसा है इनके पास. They have lots and lots of money. Goa belonged to Kadambas. Sir, culturation comes in picture when two cultures come in contact. जी, सही बात. I agree 100%. Cheras. Korkai belongs to Pandyas. Arikamedu to Pallavas. Nagapatnam, Kaviripatnam, Cholas. And Motapalli belongs to Kakatiyas. Eastern Rome had declined and South Indian did not care. Why would they actually? Because they are trading. They are trading with China, they are trading with Southeast Asia. So they do not need Rome at all. इनको Rome की जरूरत ही नहीं. They do not need Romans. Romans came to India. That is true. They also came to South India. Where did they come? They came to Muchiri and Arikamedu. These are the two most important ports mentioned by people like Ptolemy, that they used to come and visited Muchiri and Arikamedu. But anyway, Romans stopped coming. They did not care because they were trading with China and Southeast Asia. Out of all this, only Muchiri declines. Not because the Romans stopped coming, because of tsunami. Tsunami happened. Rest, every other port is flourishing. Everyone is earning money. They have lots and lots of money. पैसे की कमी ही नहीं है. ठीक? Now comes the second question. Where does the money come from? South India is known by big merchant corporations. So we have to understand these corporations. Very big corporations. And they are trading throughout. Not the Rajas. Rajas will not trade. Merchants will trade. And they are trading. Merchant corporations. Now we have to understand merchant corporations. Done? Merchant corporations. पहली बात तो ये मर्चेंट कॉर्पोरेशन होता क्या है? दो चीजें आपको पता, there are two things that you should know. What are these? Who are these people? So first let's concentrate on the ethnic composition of these merchant corporation. Ethnic composition. Who are these people? There would be Arabs, Jews, and Indians trading along. So you had Arab merchants, Jews, and Indian merchants all working together in a big company, and they would trade in South India with China, Southeast Asia. So when I say Arabs, you know the region, you know the place where they come from. When I say Jews, you understand their religious affiliation. But when I say Indians, you have no clue, because Indians are too many. So who are these Indians? Number one, Chettiars, the merchants of South India, the Marwadis of South India. They can sell anything, even us. They are very rich. Chettiars. They are merchants, very big merchants, not small. Number two, Samkara Padayars. Samkara Padayars. They are Teli, oil traders. Tatars. They are goldsmith. Old gold traders. Number four, Salias. They are weavers. And number five, Kaikolas. They are into textiles, and not any textiles, one particular textile. Kanjivaram silk. They have the GI tag. The GI tag is with the Kaikolas. I hope you know what is GI tag. I hope. Hopeful. Very hopeful. ध्यान से देखिए इस बोर्ड को. Can we further divide these two? मतलब these five. Yes, we can. The first three, can we simply call them merchants? Take merchants. So when a merchant is trading, he has to give something to the state. That is how the state will become rich. So the merchant will give tax. This tax is given in cash. The tax is given in cash. When a tax is given in cash, what do you call in North India? Nakadi, nakad. In here, it is called varichai. And the name of the tax is अंतरआयम. आपके कमाई में और आपके पैसे में जो अंतर पड़े वही टैक्स है, अंतरआयम. So अंतरआयम is always paid in cash. varichai. अंतरआयम. Clear? That is how the Raja is getting money. But look here, the other two. Can we simply call them artisans? Because they are producing something on their own. So when they are going to pay tax, they are going to pay tax in kind. They are going to pay tax in kind. Kind is called varam. And the name of the tax is called tatam patam. Tatam patam. अब आप ध्यान से देखो. I should have written Kanchipuram, but I have written Kanjivaram. Why? Because Varam is the tax. आप कांची के कपड़े में टैक्स दे रहे हैं, इसलिए वरम, कांजीवरम। लिखते कांचीपुरम है, कहते। अब आज आप थोड़ा इंटेलिजेंट हो गए, समझ आई बात? So when you go and buy sari, you do not buy Kanchipuram sari, you buy Kanjivaram sari from Kanchipuram. Have you understood? It is only just tip of the iceberg. ठीक? Now we go ahead. As I said, the second question is merchant corporations. What are these? They are trans-regional. इसको ट्रांसकॉन्टिनेंटल भी बोला सकते हो. Enterprise. They are very big. They are too big to handle. They are very rich. बहुत बड़ी कंपनियां हैं ये. They are not small ones. Early medieval, when there was Kalyug in North India, South Indians were booming. They had a lot of cash with them. So who are these merchant corporations? Number one, Manigiramam. This corporation operated from Kerala. Cheras. Number two, Anjuvanam. Operated from Kerala. Number three, Nakara. And number four, Pekandaru. Nakara is a special kind of merchant corporation. एक ऐसी कंपनी जो सिर्फ शूद्र को नौकरी देती है. All the merchants here are shudra only. Do you see? The money is in the hands of the non-Brahmins. They are very rich. So if they have money, can't they buy land? Non-Brahmins also have land. Shudra only. And this one was a mixed corporation. And they both operated from one place only. Motapalli, the port of the Kakatiyas. Number five, and that is the most important one left for the last. Ainuruvar. Ainuruvar, also called Ivol 500, where 500 is the number of directions. And they operated from a place called Ayol, that is in Karnataka. The most popular guild of South India is Ainuruvar, Ayol 500. हिंदी पढ़े हैं आप लोग जीवन में? हिंदी तो बचपन में पढ़ते होगे ना. माँ ने होली के दिन नाना प्रकार के व्यंजन बनाए, नाना प्रकार के. So they are also called नाना देसी. मतलब people from different regions and country are part of this corporation. नाना देसी. Ivol 500, Ainuruvar. Does UPSC ask meaning of the terms in? It's the easiest exam of the world. Now you can guess. UPSC आपसे कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं पूछता जिसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. उसको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता इस बात से. What is important? They only ask you that, and it is very important. After all, they are bringing money. जो पैसा लाएगा वो important है. Sir, they still exist in present. Your question hurt me. This Nana Desi is so important that even the Chinese admired them. How do we know that? We have an inscription, we have an evidence, proof. Number one, we have a proof from Guangzhou region. We have found Guangzhou is a place in China. That is the region. From Guangzhou, we have found sources where Nanadesi are mentioned. And we have found another inscription called the Barus inscription of Sumatra. It's a very long inscription that talks about what they trade in, what is the proportion of the tax, how do they live, how do they operate. Every information is mentioned in Baru's inscription. What does 500 mean? Directions. Take. They traded in clove and most importantly, camphor from this area. Clove, camphor. That is mentioned in the inscription. They mention other things also. They say, the inscription says that these Nanadesi were so strong, they were so strong that they had their own court. They had their own parliament. In other words, they took all the decisions on the basis of their own council. You can consider that as their parliament. Veera Bananja. They had their own moral code of conduct, matlab their own constitution. Everything was defined. Kitna lagega, kya saza hai, everything. Bananja, dharma. From here comes the term Vanijya dharma or Baniya dharma. Bananja dharma. Since they were very strong and they were dealing with lots and lots of money, they needed protection. So they did not depend on a Raja. They had their own army. ये अपना खुद का security maintain करते थे. Kongawal 700 and Purnamai 300. Again, 700 and 300 are directions. So directions for what? Varsha, have you got a call from your friend and you have said 5 minutes mein aati hu? So what is 5 minutes? It's a figure of speech. Figure of speech. Theek. Now we are going to the tougher part. This lecture is in 3 phases: tough, tougher, toughest. What is Kongawal and Purnamai? Their security, their army. Salman Khan as Sher Khan. They had Kongawal and Purnamai. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to have 2 sheets because you will have to juggle. अगर आपने ये सीख लिया तो आपको दोबारा सीखने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. नहीं सीखा फिर कोई नहीं सिखा सकता. So you need 2 sheets, landscape mode. On one sheet, you are going to draw a map. Even this will do. That's it. और इसको छोड़ देंगे. You have to draw this and you have to leave it. If you want, you can draw a better map for yourself. I will not stop you. What type of questions come from this area or topics? I have no idea. I have never heard about this exam. I'm just blabbering whatever I know. So I have told you what I know. Now you have to see what kind of questions come. Please show ethnic composition slide once. You have to hurry because ये वाला मैं बार-बार पीछे नहीं आएगा. ये लो ethnic composition देख. Sir, aren't these merchant class more powerful than ruler? No, they are छोटा जात. India is run by caste. Does Chettiar run ManiGramam? Nobody runs anything. कैसे समझाऊं? There are many people who are part of a corporation. Anybody can be head at one point in time, but normally that would be the man who is also above the others in the caste system. So उस तरह से चलता है. But everybody is rich. Kaikolas are SCs today. They're rich. नल्ली का नाम सुना है? नल्ली साड़ी. It's named after a person. थोड़ा गूगल करो, पता करो कौन है, कहां से आए हैं. दक्कन, ठीक. You have to understand that South India is a different ball game altogether. In South India, religion is important. Brahmanization is important. You have to revive everything because Buddhism and Jainism has made headway. So everyone here is trying to prove how Brahmanical they are. They're very orthodox. So the story starts from here. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called the Kadambas. Once upon a time. They were exactly sharing the time zone in the Indian subcontinent with the Guptas. So जैसे Guptas north में थे, Kadambas were towards the Western Ghats. ठीक? A time comes when they become weak. They become weak and somebody broke out from there. Western Chalukyas. Western Chalukyas broke out from there. From who? Kadambas. Now, Western Chalukyas, when they broke out, they had to say that they are the best. So how would they say that? So they said, we are Brahmins by origin, and we belong to Manavya Gotra. Had their capital Badami. ठीक. Western Chalukyas. All right. Second line मतलब इधर capital. All right. What did I tell you? That they want to prove that they are the strongest. Pulkeshin the first. Pulkeshin the first, the founder, Western Chalukyas. Correct? He is the first ruler in this area to say that I am Maharaj Adhiraj. In other words, he is the first ruler to have performed Aswamedha Yagya and took the title of the Raja of Rajas, Maharaja. Dhiraj. Pulkeshin the first, had a habit of taking good names. Matlab, he was an inventor of names. So he kept a very great name for himself. Shri Prithvi Vallabh. That is the title that he took. Sri Prithvi Vallabh. Who is Vallabh? Why he is Vallabh? Why he is the Why he is the fortuner of the fortunes? Why? Because he is married to Sri, that is Lakshmi, and Prithvi, that is Earth. Both are his wife. So who is he? He is Vishnu. What a great name. From here actually comes the term Vallabh. This Vallabh will later go to Gujarat and will become Vallabhi. Vallabh is of Gujarat. Have you understood? Vallabh, Vallabhi. Anyway, Pulkeshin. There is a very important thing that he did in his time period. Screen is not visible. Hi. Screen is zoomed in. ये क्या होता है? I have no idea. एक मिनट रुको. कुछ नजर नहीं आ रहा इनको. हो गया आज तो बस क्लास. Ashwamedh. There's an important thing about them. Oh, sorry, about him. सुन तो रहे हो ना? मैं आ जाएगा अभी, स्क्रीन आ जाएगा, वो कुछ कर रहे हैं. सुनो सुनो, रेडियो से भी पढ़ते हैं लोग. He is that man who gave Jain religion their temples. आज से पहले, इससे पहले, before him, Jaina did not have temples. But then you saw that Jaina religion also have now temples, no? Buddhists have Chaitya and Vihara. Who got them temples? So he is the one who gave you a kind of a temple which was a mixture of the Jaina tradition with the Hindu tradition. That is his contribution. Pulkeshin the first. After Pulkeshin, you draw an arrow, you write a simple name, Kirti Varman. ये किसी काम का नहीं था. He died early. Kirti Varman. After Kirti Varman comes another important ruler, and the last important ruler actually here, Pulkeshin the second. Pulkeshin the second. He called himself Satyashraya. He took a name, he called himself Satyashraya. Satyashraya. What do you mean by Satyashraya? Upholder of the truth. Why does he call himself upholder of the truth? Because he defeated a North Indian ruler called Harshavardhan. हम क्या कर रहे हैं आपको पता है? Without mentioning tripartite struggle, we are learning tripartite struggle. We are understanding all the small kingdoms and principalities of India. है ना? अगर बच्चे को गॉस थ्योरम बोल के पढ़ाओगे तो सब डर के भाग जाएगा. उसको गॉस पढ़ाओ ही मत, है ना? उसको बस ये बता दो, just teach him that why on a rainy day standing under a tree is difficult. है ना? समझ जाएगा वो. छोड़ो सब. Satyashraya, upholder of the truth. Where does he mention this? Ayol inscription. Pulkeshin the second had a friend. यहां वहां friend नहीं था इसका. His friend was sitting all the way in Iran. He had a friend in Iran. His friend was Iran's prince, whose name was Khushro II. He was trading with the Arabs. पैसे बहुत हैं इन लोगों के पास. Thank you. आपने बाहुबली देखी है? उसमें एक आदमी है ना विद अ हंच बैक, महेशमती का पति. The story, whenever you create a sensational story, you have to take cues from different places. That's actually a historical figure. Western Chalukyas, when they established themselves, one part broke from their own family. One of the brothers broke from the family. He had a hunchback. His name was Vishnuvardhan. He started Eastern Chalukyas. Capital Engi. इसीलिए उसको बुलाते थे कुब्ज विष्णुवर्धन. Why Jain feature in temple if South India wants to expel them? Incorporation, Babu. Incorporation. That is Dakkan, abhi South nahi. Komal, please tell topics which. लिख ले Komal, तू लिख. Lecture 1 over. Lecture 2, early medieval South India. Lecture 3, the coming of Islam, Turkish invasion. Lecture number 4, we will continue with it. And we will finish every kingdom until Mughals. Lecture number 5 is Mughals. Lecture number 6 is Mughals. Lecture number 7, disintegration of Mughals. Lecture number 8 is EIC. Lecture number 9 is religion. 10 is architecture, 11 is art and culture. उसके बाद you will not see me, I will not see you. ठीक, मैंने तुमको अभी से अपडेट दे दिया, अब पढ़ना शुरू करो. कुब्ज, ठीक. We come back to this line. After a point in time, the people who are working for Chalukyas, they broke out. ठीक? They called themselves Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas. कोई लिख रहा है सतीश चंद्रा बुक ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी. सौरभ, कहीं से भी पढ़ ले, नहीं मिलेगा. टिट्स बिट्स में हर जगह है, उससे काम तो होगा नहीं. फिर टिट बिट्स में यूपीएससी पास करेंगे. एक बार में पीटी, दूसरे बार में मेंस, तीसरे बार में इंटरव्यू, फिर पीटी, फिर मेंस, फिर इंटरव्यू. ये फोकस करेंगे. Rashtrakutas. Now the problem with Rashtrakutas is that they call themselves Yaduvanshi. Yaduvanshi matlab Krishna Bhakta. I hope you understand. They call themselves Yaduvanshi. Is Krishna mentioned in Veda? Is Krishna mentioned in Veda? No. So it means Krishna is an older deity. So can we call themselves outsiders? Varna system is based on the Vedic practice. Veda does not have Krishna. So are they insider or outsiders? Outsiders, correct. So therefore, the first person who established Rashtrakutas had to ensure that he becomes an insider. उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? Perfect. Hiranyagarbhadan. He becomes the first ruler to perform Hiranyagarbhadan. Kanti Durga. Now he is an insider. ठीक? Now you will see the second example of Sanskritization and acculturation. After Danti Durga comes Krishna the first. And what does he give you? Kailashnath temple of Ellora. Kailashnath is dedicated to Shiv. Who are these? Krishna. So they have adopted a Vedic god. Second example of acculturation. After Krishna, you have people like Govind. The third, see, the names are after Krishna because they are Yaduvanshi. ठीक है ना? Krishna, Govind. After Govind comes a very important ruler, Amogha Varsha. दंती दुर्ग, हाँ, फाउंडर का नाम है, और क्या नाम नहीं हो सकता? ठीक. Amogha Varsha is a very important ruler for us because during his court, during his time period, Kannadiga poetics was founded. The foundation of Kannadiga poetics begins at the time of Amogha Varsha. Now there is something interesting. अच्छा, कैपिटल ऑफ राष्ट्रकूट इज मान्यखेत, मलखेड़ में लिख देता है. रुक जाओ उसको थोड़ा, हाँ, एक मिनट में लिख देता है. सॉरी, माय मिस्टेक. मलखेड़, मान्यखेत, दैट इज द कैपिटल. मुझे लगा आपको आता होगा. anyway, कोई नहीं, मेरी गलती. चलो, ठीक. अब एक प्रॉब्लम है. ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ अमोघ वर्षा देयर वाज अ पोएट इन हिज कोर्ट. हिज नेम वाज श्री विजय. Sri Vijaya was a poet. Now when you read NCERT, it tells you that the first book of Kannadiga poetics, Kaviraj Marg, was written by Amogha Varsha himself. But in certain books, it is said that it was Sri Vijaya who wrote Kaviraj Marg. So what happens if the question comes in UPSC? In UPSC, they will not give you both the options. They will only give you Amogha Varsha. However, if you are sitting in PCS, UP PCS, they will give you both the option. So what to do then? Then you have to flip a coin. And wish that your answer matches with the commission's answer. If it does not match, go to High Court. UPSC for us, Central Commission, the answer is Amogha Varsha. Clear? After Amogha Varsha, a very important ruler here, the last ruler is Indra the Third. Why is he important? Because he happens to be the only Rashtrakuta ruler who captured Kannauj. क्या बात है सुनील, वेरी नाइस. तो तुमसे बहुत सवाल पूछा जाएगा, याद रखना इंटरव्यू में. सर ये आपने याद कैसे किया? मैंने एक नोट्स खोल रखा है और देख के बता रहा हूं. याद कैसे किया? Now it is time for Rashtrakuta to break. Rashtrakuta would also break, and the people who are working for a Rashtrakuta will come out of it, and they will carve their own kingdom. Parmars, the famous Rajputs. Will it come in mains? Sure shot. No. It is only for PT. Thank you, Akash. अभी तुमने जलवा देखा कहाँ है? लेक्चर नंबर 4 पर आओगे ना तो तुम्हारे तोते उड़ जाएंगे अभी. समझ आई बात? अब हमारा काम है इनको जगह पर डाल देना. We have to put them on their right place. और याद रखिएगा ये जो मैप आप बना रहे हैं, that will define whether you will miss any question or not. अगर आप फोटो खींचने में विश्वास रखते हैं, आप लिखित में ले लीजिए, आपको क्वेश्चंस नहीं मिलेंगे. If you are drawing it yourself, it will become your map. So try to make it your map. All right. सबसे पहले कदम्बास था, तो भूल जाओ उसको. यहां रखो वेस्टर्न चालुक्यास. One part of Western Chalukyas will give you Eastern Chalukyas. Eastern Chalukyas. ठीक. Western Chalukyas will break, will give you Rashtrakuta. Rashtrakuta will break, will give you Parmars. ध्यान से देखिए, from Dakkan we have moved to north. कनेक्शन देख रहे हैं? कलयुग होने वाला है. We have to connect. अब सही है. ठीक है. यूपीएससी में दो हिस्से नहीं है. There are two places which are not part of UPSC, and that is हमारा उत्कल. This is Bhaumikar. And this is Ganga. Bhaumikar, though it is not part of this syllabus directly, so you will not be troubled. But if you're writing OPSC, you should know that Bhaumikar is a matrilineal kingdom. Matrilineal kingdom. Bhaumikar, though it is not part of the UPSC directly, the syllabus. You should know. Anyway, clear? We have placed them on the map. Shall we go ahead? यहाँ पे एक रिवर और जोड़ लो. यहाँ रिवर है ऐसे. चलो भाई आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now we come to south. 6th century to almost 13th centuries. South is much more orthodox than Deccan. South is much more orthodox than Deccan. They want to prove it that they are Brahmins. They are coming all the way from heavens. So they do not take a chance. They choose the best. They chose Ram himself. They said, once upon a time, Ram came on earth, Ikshvakus. And then he went to go to find Sita. We people were working for Ram, trying to find Sita. So when Ram found Sita and after some time he wanted to go back to heaven, we said, sir, what do we should do? Ram said, why don't you start your own kingdom? Number 1, Pallavas. Pallavas claimed that they were once part of Ikshvaku and they are Brahmins, है ना? भारद्वाज गोत्र. Pallavas. ठीक है? Their capital. Where is their capital? और ऑल्सो कॉल्ड तोंडई मंडलम. मैं दूसरा नाम देना चाह रहा था पर कोई नहीं, दोनों साथ में ले लो. तोंडई मंडलम, पल्लवास. The most important ruler of Pallavas is Simha Vishnu. Simha Vishnu. ठीक, he's the founder. After him comes Mahendra Varman, very popular ruler. Mahendra Varman. Why was he popular? Because he, besides being a king, a great king, he was known as a very great painter. He therefore took the title of Vichita Chitta. Vichita Chitta. In other words, he must have been in abstract art. Vichita Chitta. He is also called Chitra Kura Puli, the tiger among the painters. Pallavas. After Mahendra Varman, the most popular ruler is Narasimha Varman. He gives you the famous rathas of Mamalapuram and the Shore temple. So he just tried 5 rathas of Mamalapuram or Mahabaleshwaram. Sorry, Mahabalipuram. Mamalapuram. You also call this place Mahabalipuram. Who were Ikshvaku? Ram पता है? प्रभु श्री राम. Ikshvaku. राम क्या थे? राम किसके अवतार है? और विष्णु क्या वेद में है? इतना आसान नहीं, इतना आसान नहीं है. There is something called जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस. They had लाठी, यादव थे, इनके पास भैंस भी, इनकी तीर भी था. ये क्षत्रिय हैं. 5 rathas. You just write it. It's name of a temple. पुली, पुली बेटा, पुली. आर चित्रकुरा पुली, PULI. समझ आई बात? इसकी स्पेलिंग दोबारा लिखना है. खुश? Pallav. Now there was somebody else who were working for Ikshvaku, that is Prabhu Shri Ram. They are Brahmins, so there must be Kshatriyas also working for Ram. They said, why can't we have their kingdom? So from Ikshvaku, the second to come out of it were the Pandyas. अच्छा, पहले पांड्या से पहले रुक जाओ, इसको यहीं पे खत्म कर लेते हैं. Wait. Somebody will break out from here. Somebody will break out from Pallavas. Pallavas will not continue for long. But Cholas interesting hai. They will break out of Pallavas, then they will kill them all. Cholas will come out of their fathers, and then the sons will kill the fathers. Cholas are very strong. Capital of Ikshvaku. तुम दीपक तुम बताओ, प्रभु श्री राम कहां से थे? जो राम का नहीं वो किसी काम का नहीं. तुमको राम का कैपिटल नहीं पता, ऐसे करोगे तुम. यूपी कैपिटल है. अजीब है लोग. अब आ जाओ नंबर 2 पर. The second people working for them was Pandyas. Now Pandyas claim that they are Kshatriyas, Somavanshi. Chandravanshi, Somavanshi. They claim that they were once working for Prabhu Shri Ram. After Ram left, they carved their own kingdom. Their capital, Madurai. Madurai. Here the name is interesting. Pandyas. Kandungond. बहुत जगह पर you will not find this N. So Kandungond. One and the same thing. The founder. Your wish, whatever spelling you want to follow. After him, the most important ruler here is Manavarman Avani Shulamani. Manavarman Avani Shulamani. And the most important, after him, Rajasimha. This is 6th century onwards. So 6th century, mid 7th century by 8th century. That is how it is. It is after the 6th century, early medieval. Rajasimha. He took a title. He called himself Pallav Bhananja or Pallav Bhanjana, the destroyer of Pallavas. But that is wrong. He is like that student who will come to his father and say that I have marked every answer correct. But the results will tell otherwise. आंसर तो मैंने सारे करेक्ट किए हैं, वहां पर आंसर कोड बदल गया हो. होता है कभी कभी ना. जैसे भनंजा मतलब भंजना मतलब he is the destroyer of Pallavas. That is Pandyas for you. Nobody will break out from them because they will be destroyed by it. One and only Cholas. Cholas will destroy the Pallavas. Sorry, Pandyas. जो भी लिखा है मुझे याद नहीं है. Pandyas. Simple. Now comes the third. Cheras. They are interesting people. Why? Because we do not know where they come from. We have no idea. All we know is that they were matrilineal kingdom. All we know is they are matrilineal kingdom and their capital is Vanchi. मैट्रिलिनियल. माता के साइड से प्रॉपर्टी रिलेशन होगा. मतलब द मदर इज स्ट्रॉन्गर देन द फादर. फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन यू आर born you take your father's name and your father's property, no? So in here the name of the king and the kingdom is run through the mother's side, mother's lineage. Cheras. Here, the king was elected by the elders. यहां पर इलेक्शन का कॉन्सेप्ट है ना? We just have to remember one name, Cheraman Perumal. Cheraman Perumal. यही है बस एक जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, और भी है बट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक. Cholas. ठीक. Now it is time to connect Deccan and South. It is time to connect Deccan and South. If you remember, I had mentioned something called Eastern Chalukyas, remember? But I did not tell you anything about them. Why? Because they were destroyed by क्या बात है? Cholas everywhere. Sir, election concept came from the first time in India here. अभी आप देखते थे, चलो. ठीक. Now, we do not know. Question mark. Question mark means no clue. Let us place them on the map, then we will do Cholas. इसको आप कह सकते हो imperial cholas, because you would be confused because there are two cholas actually, no? Ancient cholas, medieval cholas. So we are talking about imperial cholas, medieval cholas. Eastern Chalukya लिखा तो था, Vishnuvardhan placed everything. Now it is time for the cholas. Sir, is it only for? I have no idea, Pranchi. All I know is if you are reading all this, open the last 5-year questions, you will all get all the questions. Isn't that great? पढ़ लिया करो यार, इतना सवाल क्यों पूछते हो? कैसा है सामान लेने के छोड़ो. What is the number? 4, 5, 4. 4 रहेगा because ईस्टर्न चालुक्यास तो ये दे आर एक्स्ट्रा 20 में बीच में डाल दिया ना, मैं 4 रख देता हूं. चोला, आपको नंबर जो डालना है डाल लो. चोलास. चोलास. They did not call them Brahman or Kshatriya or Shudra or Vaishya. They did not go into all this. They invented something for themselves. They called themselves Brahman Kshatriyas. Their capital was Thanjavur. Thanjavur. Cholas. The first person for us who is important here is Vijayale, the founder who broke out from the Pallav. Remember, I told you that they broke out from Pallav. So who broke out? Vijayale. After Vijayale comes Aditya the first. What did he do? He took the Pallavas. In 893 AD, he destroyed Pallavas and added Pallavas to the Cholas kingdom. You understand? So he has taken over. After Aditya comes Parantak. Parantak the first. Now Parantak takes a name. He calls himself, ध्यान से देखिएगा, he calls himself Madhurantak. Madhurantak matlab destroyer of Madurai. Now Madurai is the capital of Pandyas. So Parantak took Pandyas. क्या बात है? Understand? Then comes Parantak the second. Parantak the second is known for giving you a most popular and the most serious inscription of South India called the Uttar Merur inscription. In fact, this inscription belonged to the Pallavas. So once Cholas took over, he started writing over the same inscription. It becomes that inscription that gives you all the information about the Cholas. What do they eat? How much is the revenue? How much is being taxed? Who are the people who live? How do they elect their rulers? How do they divide the property? What are the rules in the temple? Every information comes from Uttar Merur inscription. After Parantak comes Arumoli Varman, and he brought Eastern Chalukyas and some parts of the Cheras into his kingdom. Theek? When he does that, Arumoli Varman takes a new name. He calls himself Raja Raja. Raja Raja. ये तो नाम सुना होगा. Raja Raja Chola. The one who builds the Brihadeshwara temple. But that we will do when we will do architecture. अभी उसका जरूरत नहीं है. So, Arumoli Varman. Raja Raja. After Raja Raja, by this time you have come almost to 909 AD, 999 AD. यहाँ तक पहुंच चुके हो. After Raja Raja comes his son Rajendra. Rajendra Chola. Rajendra the first. अब राजेंद्र के बारे में समझिए. Once upon a time, India did not, or the land did not have Ganga. So there was a sage by the name Bhagirath. He prayed, and Ganga was brought down to the earth. No, it is wrong. It was brought to North India. So the South Indians decided that they will bring Ganga. That South Indian who decided to bring Ganga to South was Rajendra. So Rajendra decided. So he becomes the Bhagirath of South India. So a Brahmana. But now he has to fight for it. So he becomes a Kshatriya. So he sends his military commander all the way. They cross Odisha. They go to Bengal. They collect the Ganga water in a pitcher and they bring it back to South India. Since he got the Ganga water to South India, he took a new title. Gangai Kond. Gangai Kond. Kond means the Raja who brought Ganga. Since he brought Ganga, he gave you a new capital. Gangai Kond Cholapuram. Whatever I am writing here, can you see my response from here? Ji Gadavi Sahab. आपको मेरा पढ़ाया नजर ना है, पर आपका लिखा मुझे सब नजर आता है. Gangaikond. Rajendra Chola was really an imperial Raja. He not only takes the regions around in India, he takes regions beyond the continent. He takes the famous Sri Vijaya kingdom, Indonesia, also establishes himself and takes Sri Lanka. He had a very great navy. समझ रहे हो, इंडोनेशिया ले लिया, श्रीलंका ले लिया. जी 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 जी. No, it's a new capital. It is very nearby, not very far off, 48 kilometers. Basically, the Agraharam was shifted. Are you from south? No? There's a place called Ganapati Agraharam. So it was shifted from Ganapati Agraharam to the Karthikeyan Agraharam. That's it. Clear? Finally, now you, after Rajendra, you have very few very great rulers here. One of the names is Kolatunga. Kolatunga. He was an ardent Shiv worshipper. He was so ardent Shiv worshipper that he wanted anybody to worship who is worshipping Vishnu to get out of the land, or he will give them capital punishment. He is against Vishnu. So basically it is Kolatunga, during whose time Bhakti movement, particularly the movement of the Vaishnavites, जिसको आप दूसरे भाषा में कहते हैं the Alvars, saw a heavy blow, particularly a person by the name Ramanuja. Ramanujacharya was expelled by Kolatunga. He was told that if you are seen, I would hang you. Kolatunga is a very ardent Shiva worshipper. And finally, the Cholas come to an end. The last ruler is Rajendra III. That is the end of the Cholas. Was name of Sri Lanka Ceylon. कुछ भी लिख ले यार, किसको पता चल रहा है? लिखो लिखो लिखो. अर्जुन राणातुंगा जोम, अरविंद डिसिल्वा, जिसने हराया था हमें. क्या मारते थे ना वो. Anyway, so that is your south. Clear है? Now we have to go to north. Oof. Huns had come. Huns invasion had happened. After which, a new kingdom was taking shape of the Pushyabhutis. Their capital, Thaneshwar, modern day Kurukshetra. And later, the capital shifted to Kannauj. So they had two capitals. Now, please do not gauge North India with the same lens that you saw South India. And South India, being a Brahmin, is important. Here, there is no cash. जहां से पैसे आ जाएं, वो बेहतर है ना? So, in the beginning, they are Surya worshippers. In the beginning. But as and when money comes, they change their stance. Pushyaputi, the founder, Prabhakar. Prabhakar Vardhan was a Surya worshipper. Prabhakar's death brought his son on the throne, Rajyavardhan. Rajyavardhan was his son. He was a Buddha disciple. He worshipped Buddha. But he could not stay for long. He died at a very early age. He could not sustain for long. So Rajyavardhan was replaced by his brother, Harshvardhan. इसका तो नाम सुना होगा. He was a Shiva worshipper. अब देखो कहानी शुरू होती है यहां से. He was a Shiva worshipper. In his court arrived a monk. In his court arrived a monk whose name was Matanga Divakar. Matanga Divakar was a monk. He convinced Harshvardhan that you are worshipping a wrong god. He got convinced. Harshvardhan is now a Buddha follower. He was convinced. He becomes a Buddha worshipper. ठीक? आगे सुनिए. During the same time when Harshvardhan is the ruler in China, there is Tang dynasty. Tang dynasty has a ruler, Tao Sung, who is also a Buddhist. So he sends a Buddhist monk to the court of Harshvardhan. His name is Huan Sang. Huan Sang comes to the court of Harshvardhan, and then he convinces Harsh that what you are worshipping is wrong Buddha. Wrong Buddha. Kindly follow Mahayana Buddha. Time waste. अच्छा. Tao Sung. ठीक है. Mahayana Buddha. To celebrate this occasion, the first thing that he does, he convenes a Buddhist council. At Prayagraj. प्रयागराज में ये काउंसिल बुलाता है to celebrate this. Now, I do not know whether you know that India had already got a university called the Nalanda University, made by the Guptas, Kumar Gupta. He patronized the same. He patronized Nalanda University. Once again, Nalanda University was getting all the money and funds. So he patronized Nalanda University. We are talking about Harshvardhan. Sir, what is H. Sang? Arey, Huan Sang, yaar. He's a Buddhist traveler. He's a monk. Fahian, Huan Sang, Itsing. नाम नहीं सुना? Python, C++, Java. सुना है? ताओइज्म? अरे नहीं यार, कोई ताओइज्म, एक नाम है यार उसका. हाँ? दीवा मतलब? हाँ? China dynasty, Tang. Tang dynasty. The ruler's name is Tao Sung. He is the friend of Harshvardhan. Please try. Who is possible in here? It's Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has to be faster. We have to get out of the demon's intestine before we are churned. In his court, Harshvardhan's court, there are few scholars of great importance, and these scholars are the scholars of Sanskrit. Sanskrit is the language here. Break for 2 ना possible ही नहीं ना, पूछो इनसे, इनको नहीं मिलता था. संस्कृत नंबर 1. आपने मतंग दिवाकर एक तो नाम जान लिया. मयूरा, मयूरा wrote मयूरा शतक. भृतृहरि, he wrote वाक्य पद. In other words, he is telling you, ध्यान से सुनो, वाक्य पद, how to write a correct sentence. So he is a grammarian. It's a book on grammar. Grammar of Sanskrit. That is what we use today. Number 3 is Ban Bhatt. He wrote Kadambari and Harsha Charita. All are Sanskrit. And the last scholar in the court of Harshvardhan is Harshvardhan himself. He wrote Ratnavali, Priyadarshika, and the most important book that he wrote was number 3, Nagananda. Nagananda. This book is important because this is the biography of Jimut Vahan. I hope you know who is Jimut Vahan. Mayura book name likha to Mayura Shatak. Who is Jimut Vahan? Aditya. It's a good question. It's a very good question. What is Priyo? Are Priyadarshika bhai. Priyadarshika. East. पूरा भारत भ्रमण करेंगे. गौड़, बंगाल. शशांक, डेथ 637. एक ही नाम, एक ही नाम. गौड़ में एक नाम. ठीक. Only one name, Shashank. Shashank is an ardent Hindu. Ardent Hindu. He has been blamed to have cut the Bodhi tree. Shashank. So if he is cutting Bodhi tree, he is the enemy of Harshvardhan because he has become Buddhist. So Harshvardhan and Shashank are fighting together every time. All right. But Shashank does a mistake. He commits a great devilish mistake. He kidnaps Harshvardhan's sister, Rajshri. Rajshri was kidnapped by Shashank. You remember that Chinese ruler? Tao. Tao Sung sends an army for the first time in India to kill Shashank. Look at the friendship. The Chinese have invaded already. Harshvardhan had great friends. Uska peer bada strong hai. People from Kashmir has come to save Harshvardhan's sister. Lalita Aditya, the famous Kashmir ruler, he comes with an army. Tao Sung comes with an army. Harshvardhan's others, they also bring their army to defeat Shashank. That is all for God. Itna hi karna hai. After God were completely subsumed, after almost 250 to 300 years later, comes a second important dynasty here called the Palas, Bengal. 850 almost in पर आते 900, that is the time period. Palas. The founder of Pal is Gopal, is the founder, and after Gopal comes Dharmapal, and he was a Buddhist. He was a Buddha worshipper. Dharmapal. Since he is a Buddha worshipper, he is celebrated in the pantheons. एक चीज गौर कर रहे हो? Did you see one thing? Observed or not, I do not know. Whenever I was telling about a king who is a follower of Buddha, I had good things to tell you about the kings. But when I am telling you about a king who is a Hindu, no, ardent Hindu, I have all the bad things to tell you. Why do you think it is? The sources. The Buddhist sources exemplify and exaggerate the importance of their rulers. Where the Hindus in North India, they did not have money. They could not. That is what the South Indians did not like. Aise kaise? You understand? That is why there was a reaction in South. Anyway, coming back, Dharmapal Buddha. He established Odantipuri and Somapuri monasteries and patronized the famous Vikramshila University. Vikramshila University is in Bhagalpur, Bihar. I hope you knew it. Sena dynasty is same as Gaud. Nahi bhai. Gaud, Chandra, Pala, फिर सेना. बहुत नीचे है. चेला को मारेगा, सेना को मारेगा बख्तियार खिलजी. Patronize means gives official royal protection and funding, both. Now there is a Puran called Swayambhu Puran, the only Puran in India which is written on Brahma. Swayambhu is Brahma. एक ही पुराण है 18 में से जो कि ब्रह्म पर है. Swayambhu Puran. This was written in Bengal area. It's a very important source because it tells you two important things. It tells you, number one, Assam and Nepal were under Dharmapal. Number two, Kannauj was controlled by Dharmapal. That tells you the extent of Dharmapal's influence. Vikramshila University, UNI dot means university. Take. That was east for you. Now we come to the west. सबसे बड़ी खिचड़ी हमने सबसे आखिरी के लिए छोड़ी है. West. We had Guptas, we know, है ना? After some time, the Guptas began to break. Why? Because the Huns invasion began. I hope you remember. Huns invasion happened, and after that, Gupta broke into many pieces. Three most importantly. Okay? First is the central one, later Guptas of Pataliputra or Magad. Just write Magad, simple रखो. जहां पर थे वहीं कंटिन्यू कर गए. ठीक. The other were called the Guptas of Malwa, Mallav Raj. And the third is Guptas or Mokhari. They broke into many small pieces. Mokhari किधर? गुजरात वाला side, है ना? So the Guptas, which were such a big empire, they broke into small families now, है ना? छोटा छोटा चाचा फूफा मामा लेके निकल गए, अलग अलग हो गए. Now those people who were working for Guptas will definitely break out. So somebody will break out from Guptas who were working for Guptas. But if they were so strong, they could have just engulfed these, but they are not strong. It means they need external help. So the external help will come from the Huns. So when Huns will attack, they will take help from the Huns. Somebody who is working for Guptas will take help from the Huns, and then they will carve their own kingdom. So the one who broke from them is Pratihar. They got mixed with the Huns who came to Gujarat area, Gurjara Pratihar. समझ आई बात? Gurjara Pratihar. In the last class, you learned the mythology, remember, of how the Rajputs came. Today, you will understand the politics. Gurjara Pratihar. So Gurjara, the Huns, Pratihar working for them. ठीक? अब यहां से कहानी शुरू होती है. Gurjara Pratihar, when they came here, obviously I told you many leaders, thousands and thousands of Huns will come. Every leader is possible king who can carve his own kingdom. Remember? So Gurjara Pratihar actually had two most important regions of control. One region was under the most famous ruler that you know of, Harishchandra. And the other was under Nagabhat the first. ठीक है? अब तुम मुझे बताओ, मैं आपको नहीं बताऊंगा, आप मुझे बताओ. When the Huns may have arrived, remember the map, where did they enter first? Gujarat or Rajasthan? Rajasthan. So where should their capital be? Capital. It's very easy to learn, easy to remember. Jodhpur area. ठीक? Now Harishchandra's dynasty could not sustain for long. So for us, it is the Nagabhat line that is important. The true founder is not even considered a Nagabhat. Nagabhat carved a kingdom, but the true founder is the one who came after Nagabhat. His name is Mihir Bhoj, the 9th century ruler. 9th century. Camera is zoomed again. भाई साहब, वो कैमरा का जूम हो गया है कुछ. वो जूम कैसे ठीक होगा? ठीक। मिहिर भोज। अब मिहिर भोज के बारे में समझिए। इन द 9th century, an Arab traveler by the name, Suleiman came to India, and he wrote in his book Al-Juzr. Al-Juzr. Al means of. Juzr means Gurjar. Of Gurjar. Matlab, he is referring to Mihir Bhoj. He is referring to Mihir Bhoj. In the 11th century, another Arab traveler comes to India. Al-Masudi. In his writing, he mentions Juzr. Juzr means Gurjar. So Al-Masudi is talking about the whole Gurjara Pratihara kingdom, whereas Suleiman is talking about Mihir Bhoj specifically. Read NCERT very carefully. It is not written that subtly, but that is the true thing that you should remember. ठीक? He was into trade. He was a great ruler. Mihir Bhoj chance ही नहीं लेता है. People are saying that I am a Vishnu worshipper, I am a Shiva worshipper. He does not take chance. He says, I am Vishnu. Mihir Bhoj called himself Adi Varaha. Varaha, copper plate, inscription of Kannauj. इससे दो बातें पता चलती हैं. That Kannauj belonged to Gurjara Pratihara, they had taken it. दूसरी, Baraha copper plate inscription belongs to Mihir Bhoj. Who wrote Al-Masudi? Al-Masudi is the name. Traveler, Homo sapien sapien. I know it happens. They have very cute names. Aldin, Bin, Ibn. You get confused, I know. In Gurjara Pratihara, there was a great playwright whose name was Rajshekhar. Rajshekhar belonged to the court of Gurjara Pratihara. Rajshekhar. Very important. ठीक? Everything was going fine. Everything was going fine until Gurjara Pratihara, they themselves broke. They got disintegrated. Gurjara Pratihara broke. But यहाँ पर question है, broke why? Turkish invasion. People like Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghor began to come to India. Turkish invasion began in the late 11th, 12th centuries. When the Turkish invasion began, the Gurjara Pratihara broke into many Rajput clans. Now that is the true political event. ये politics था, ये हुआ actually. और आपने क्या किया? Mythology का सहारा लिया. Many Rajput clans will break out from Gurjara Pratihara. Correct? So we have to now make a list. Who broke and how? ठीक? बेचारे. Rajput clans. Number one, Chandelas of Khajuraho. The founder is Nanuk. Nanuk was the founder, but the most important ruler here is Dhanga, because he gave you the Khajuraho complex. He built the Khajuraho complex temples. Chandelas. So they called themselves that they broke out from Gurjara Pratihara. So आप एक काम करेंगे. This is your class work, which I will not do. You will do yourself. You will pull an arrow like this, and you will write broke out from, and you will see Gurjara Pratihara. This is how you will write for everything until I tell you to stop, because you will see when you do this, you get all the UPSC correct answers. बस छोटा सा ये class work करके, you will see yourself. Number 2, Kalachuri. Kalachuri of Chedi. Their capital was west of Jabalpur. Capital was called Tripuri or Tevar. That is the name of the capital. Their founder is Kokal. After Kokal, the rulers keep names like Yuvaraj. Kalachuri. You remember that Rajshekhar, Gurjara Pratihara? When the Turkish invaded, he ran to save his life and he came to the court of Kalachuri. So Rajshekhar is associated with 2 important kingdoms, Gurjara Pratihara and then Kalachuri. That's the problem with Indians. They run in the opposite direction. Have you seen people, when there is a fire in the building, they run upstairs? Indians, you see. Upar se jad buddhi. Rajshekhar was a playwright, see, Gurjara Pratihara. So the Turkish invaded, he ran to save his life, he came to Kalachuri. The same guy. Khajuraho. Number 3, Guhilas. The founder is Bappa Raval. I want you to guess the capital. Perfect. Rawalpindi. That is the region. Number 4, Tomars of Delhi. I'll just give you one name, Anangapal. Zyada likh ke kya fayda? Number 5, Chahmans. Chahmans of Ajmer and later Delhi. Govindaraj. There are other major rulers. I will give you only one name, that is Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj the 3rd. एक ही नाम रखो, ज्यादा याद करके क्या करना. Number 6, Solankis. They also call themselves, ये ध्यान से देखिएगा spelling, Chalukya. Do not get confused. It is not Chalukya, it is Chalukya. हाँ, कुल्ली हो गया. अच्छा, लुक्य हो गया. हो, चौलुक्य है ना, चौलुक्य. ठीक. अब जो सोलंकी है भाई साहब, they took control over Gujarat and they had 3 important regions. They broke into 3 houses. कलयुग है. Number 1 is Mattamayura. Mattamayura is central India. The other is Anhil Patak. Today you can also refer to it as Anhilwad, but the best name with which it is known today is Patan. स्पार्टन सुना है? हाँ. नेक्स्ट इज भृगु कच्छ. भृगु कच्छ इज brooch, also referred to as bahruch. अरे यार, भारूच होगा. That is चालुक्य for you. मुझे लगता है आप वो कर रहे होंगे. broke out from. नहीं कर रहे तो आप जानिए. ठीक. That is number 6. And finally number 7, जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है. Parmars, and they are an exception. They broke out from Rashtrakoot. That is the only exceptional Rajput family that did not break out from Gurjara Pratihar. यहीं से शुरू किया था ना कहानी हमने. We have ended with a full circle. The map of India is complete. Parmars of Dhar/Mount Abu. उपेंद्र द फर्स्ट. बट इसने कुछ नहीं किया जीवन में. उपेंद्र द फर्स्ट was not celebrated amongst the Parmars. The most important person celebrated here is भोज, भोजराज, राजा भोज, जिसके लिए कहते हैं कहां राजा भोज, कहां गंगूतेली. भोजराज, the richest kings among all the kings, 11th century. भोजराज. To explain you the importance of this guy and how rich he was, you can understand that he wrote a book. The name of the book is Yukti Kalp Taru. Yukti Kalp Taru. Work of Rajashekhar. दीपिका लिख ले विध शलभंजिका. पर क्या करोगे इस इंफॉर्मेशन का? Yukti Kalpataru is a book on shipbuilding. You can understand how important this book may have been in those days. In fact, this is the only book available in India on shipbuilding. एकमात्र किताब है ये, which tells you exactly which wood should be used in saline water. Not only that, in saline water you cannot use iron nails. Why can't you use iron nails? So they used to tie the ship with ropes, and those ships could continue for 35 years without a break. That was Yukti Kalpataru, the famous book written by Bhojraj. Now we have to place everything on the map. Kalachuri. Since Pushyabhuti was before, so dashes. This is P, Pushyabhuti. ठीक. Then comes Tomars later, तो ये T यहां पर होगा. Tomars. गुर्जरा प्रतिहार. GP, गुर्जरा प्रतिहार. Now they will disintegrate. अब यहां से शुरू होगा खिचड़ी. So this is one Chahmans. Solanki. Guhilas. करते चलो, साथ में करोगे तभी होगा, वो फिर भूल जाओगे तुम। बेचारे क्या कर सकते हैं। गहदावलास, ये है आपका कलयुग, डिसइंटीग्रेशन ऑफ इंडिया। गुहिला, गुहिला बप्पा रावल वाला, रावलपिंडी की तरफ गया ना वो, तो पाकिस्तान की तरफ मूव करेगा वो। तोमर्स, दिल्ली वाले जी। ये गहदावलास, Gadawalas were smaller one. This is a smaller Rajput clan. Later, Prithviraj Chauhan will get married in Gadawalas and that will become Chahmans only. संयुक्ता से शादी कर लेता है वो। हैं? किसके ऊपर? जाली? चहमान, चहमान, चहमान। कोकल, युवराज, युवराज, later his successors. P is Pushya Bhuti bhai. I did not want to make it more complex, otherwise I would have written later Guptas, Guptas of Malwa, और यहां पर लिखता मैं Mokhari. It's like layer over the layer, because they are going and the next person is coming in. Sir, after he have done by where they will become Kshatriyas. Ji, ji, exactly. You have placed it on the map. So we are done with the tougher part. Now comes the toughest part. The king takes the title of Ko Konmai Kondam, Maharaj Adhiraj, Ko Konmai Kondam. That is a Vendar. The vassal is called a Velir. Velir. And Velair can be Olai, Aryan, Arayan, Velan, and Padi Magalair. Bichare. This lecture will take you 3 months to revise. जिन्होंने हिस्ट्री पढ़ा है उन्होंने भी उतना ही टाइम लगेगा, because it's very factual. Olai Arayan are the vassal category, Bhogika, whereas Velan and Padi Magalair are the official category, officers. Peasants are called Kalir. That is why the system is called Vendar Velir Kalir system. It is not feudalism. Vendar Velir Kelir system. The peasants in south are called Kudumbu. And as we saw that here the land is given to both Brahmins and non-Brahmins. Brahmins का तो कोई नाम नहीं होता, but non-Brahmins are called Velalla. कुटुंब, कुटुंब, नॉर्थ में कुटुंब, यहाँ कुटुंब. ओलई, हाँ ओलो, ओयो नहीं, ओलई. Now let me give you an example. Padi Magalair, any South Indian here? Magalair means a woman or a girl. What does that suggest? That an official can be a woman. What does that suggest? That suggests that even women can be holders of land, unlike North India. There's a very great example. Rajendra के time period में, Rajendra the first was like Gaddafi. His royal security officer was always a woman. Woman royal security guard. And he had none other than the most powerful, ferocious women warriors in India, the Greek commanders, Greek women. We have a reference of a lady called Aramis. Aramis was the commander-in-chief of Rajendra's army. She was the royal security guard of Rajendra the First. So if she is the royal security guard, she would be paid salary. Salary is paid in land. Padi Magalai. Look at the second example. Velan officials, they were also into army, and normally they came from a particular community of the Kaikolas, the same community who produces Kanjivaram silk sari. And Kaikolas are SCs. Can lower category people have land? Unlike North India. फोटो खींचना खींचो, बट याद भी कर लेना. ठीक, इस शीट को अपने सामने रखिएगा तो चीजें सीखने को मिलेंगी. ठीक, this is the Rajyam, the kingdom. Take, you take a piece of land from here. Let us call it province. That is a province. The kingdom has province. The province is called Mandalam, or it is called Padi. Look there, पीछे आपने लिखा है Padi Magalair. It means a woman can be the holder of a Padi, means she can be a governor, a woman governor. You understood? The province can be further broken into district. Vela Nadu. Look again, you have written Velan, the holder of Vela Nadu. He is a district magistrate, an official. Correct? Vela Nadu. If you have studied at all political science, you know that when you move below district, you enter local self-government. ठीक? So when you enter further, you have the block level. Block is called Nadu. And Nadu will have the first municipal corporation, correct? Because you have it entered local self-government. So the Nadus, also called sometimes Kottam, have council, their own municipal corporation, which is also called Nadu. Nadu has Nadu. वही बना लिया आपने. बनाओ. Nadu has Nadu. Now this block becomes the most tough part. Why? Because a block can have many villages, and there is issue of Brahman and non-Brahman. So villages, so any block has 4 important pieces. Char. The first is a Brahman village. A Brahman village is called Agraharam. And Agraharam has their own council, which is called Sabha. Their panchayat system, Sabha. Take. Second is the non-Brahman village. Velan Vagai. Here you have their council. It is called Ur. Non-Brahman village Velan Vagai has Ur. Next comes urban centers. Urban centers are just called Nagaram. And Nagaram has Nattars. Nattars. 3 हो गए, अब बचा चौथा. South India is a different ball game altogether. They have coasts. Coasts are very precious because it could be a fishery coast. It could be a pearl coast. It could be a coast where you can do trade. So every coastal area has a specialized economy to serve to. So they have a concept of specialized economic zones, SEZs. They are called Taniyur. Tani means water, Taniyur. Place which is close to water. है ना? Taniyur. And Taniyur does not require a big council. It only requires one person who can take care of it. So here you only have one man who takes care of things. One man who is the chief. है ना? Pattam Swami. That is how South India would look like. Pattam Swami. ठीक, आगे बढ़े. अभी तो सिर्फ थोड़ा नहीं, खत्म करना पड़ेगा इसको. हाँ, आई एम रूथलेस. खत्म करके जाएंगे आप, चाहे बाकी दूसरा टीचर बाहर खड़ा रहे. Who cares? We will finish this off, then you go. Under Velan Vegai is Ur. You are Ur. Ur. You are. ठीक. इतने में ही थक गए. यूपीएससी कैसे करोगे? जी पूछिए. देखो यही सब हैं जो लेट कर आते हैं. देखो in the first lectures, the South Indians are at loggerheads because there are very North Indian terms. In the second lecture, North Indians are at loggerheads because there are many South Indian names. In the third lecture, all of them are loggerheads because it is Persian and Arabic. So, आप लोग धीरे-धीरे you are going up the ladder with more and more complexity. So, finish your lectures on time. Brahman village is the most scientifically planned village of South India. They are very scientifically planned. Hadappans had roads. Remember, the roads divided the whole area into perpendicular grids. In South India, it is not done by roads. It is done by canals. Water is important here. So this line, which is going east to west, is called Vaikal. This is a canal. The line which is coming north to south is called Vati. It is a sub-channel or sub-canal. And there is water which is going to bring water inside. That is called Kannaru. Capillaries. Kannaru. That is how a Brahman village is defined. ठीक? The total number of grid in a Brahman village is also fixed. It is 6 into 6, 36 grid villages. It is fixed. 36 ही होगा. ठीक? Now canal कौन बनाएगा? Will a Brahman make a canal? No. So what do? Very intelligently, they ensure that the slaves, छोटा जाति के लोग, they stay outside the village. They will ensure that they make the lower caste people stay outside their village. ठीक है? So here stays the slaves who are called Arl or Adimai. Arl or Adimai. Why are they kept here? To make the canals, to give security. In other words, these slaves are giving you forced labor, no? You are using their labor forcefully. है ना? Here, the forced labor is called veti. North में क्या बुलाते थे? विष्टि. यूरोप में क्या बुलाते थे? कोरवी. कोरवी, विष्टि, वेटी. समझ आई बात? आपको एक चीज ऑब्जर्व किया, एक अच्छी चीज ऑब्जर्व करनी है, यही आपको यूपीएससी का एस्पिरेंट या आईएएस बना देता है. लेबर तो आप नॉर्थ में भी ले रहे हैं, यू आर टेकिंग लेबर इन नॉर्थ, बट व्हाट आर यू गिविंग दीज शूद्रस हियर? लैंड. फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, फॉर देयर फोर्स्ड लेबर, you are giving them hereditary land. This time the land is given which cannot be taken from these slaves. This piece of land is therefore called Vettapuru. Vettapuru is that land which has been given to the Adimai for performing forced labor on a Brahman village. That is distinct from North India. If you want to understand that further, go and watch the movie Asuran. You will have some clue. Because North Indians will not go to South India anyway. है ना? हाँ. हाँ? Like ownership, exactly. That is their land. They stay here for life. ठीक? Now you have 36. अब आप बोलोगे सर ये ग्रिड फिक्स करने का फायदा क्या है? What is the benefit of fixing this grid? I told you that every Brahman village has a sabha. ठीक है? Sabha will have exactly 36 members. मतलब from every grid you will choose one representative. 36 member sabha. ठीक? Now these sabha members will establish subcommittees. They will make subcommittees. Even today in the parliament you have many subcommittees, no? Public accounts committee, security ke liye alag, CAG ke liye alag. There are many subcommittees that are formed in the parliament. So this subcommittee would be chosen by the 36 members. Subcommittee is called Varyam. What is Vettapuru? Kuch nahi, nothing. Subcommittees are called Varyam, correct? अब ध्यान से समझना है इसको. You had this grid, correct? This is the village. Let us say there are 4 grids only. ठीक? This is grid number 1. There are many families who are living here. Now everybody wants to contest. Everybody wants to contest. So they have a concept of election. So for example, let us say you have to choose this, who will represent this grid number 1. So what do? You keep a pot. In this pot, you put the names of the people who want to contest. But there are rules. Who will contest? Rule number 1. He should know Veda. Aya, the usage of Brahmanism. तो कितना subtly करेंगे? Number 2, he should be a taxpayer. Number 3, no criminal records. And number 4, age not less than 35 years. क्या समझ आया? If you are following all this, you can give your name. ठीक है? Kudavolai system. देखो ध्यान से. Olai. Did you have that name in the pyramid? Olai. Kudavolai system. Election system. What is the best part of these committees is they are financially autonomous. They have financial autonomy. They have financial autonomy. Whew. The Sabha and the Varyam both are financially autonomous, no? Think about it. अब यहां से आते हैं दो concept. Imagine that there is a village A and there is a village B. A boy from village A has run with a girl from village B. So there is going to be a Mahasabha. The Sabha members from here and the Sabha members from here will come together for a Mahasabha. ठीक है, Mahasabha, Perungiri. And the members of all the Varyams will also participate. So the members of this Mahasabha are called Perumakal. ठीक. Now let's take another example. Imagine this is a Nadu, which has many villages. Village A, village B, village C, village D. है ना? These two are Brahman villages. These two are non-Brahman villages. We are taking examples. There are certain things which are common in all the villages, whether it is a Brahman village or a non-Brahman village. Let's take example of a barber. Barber will be found in all the villages. ठीक है? So barber A, barber B, C and D. Barber of every village. He charges 5 rupees. He charges 10 rupees. There's a discrepancy. Everybody will go to barber A. So there is a discrepancy. So what they will do, all the barbers will come and form a barbers association. Whenever you have an association of a professional within a Nadu, it is called Perinadu. बेचारे, हमारा भारत है, पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा. So kindly remember this order: Vela Nadu, Nadu, Perinadu. We have to revise also, huh? 3 months. That is only for Brahman village. Now we come to the non-Brahman village. That is equally interesting. It is easy, don't worry. नो क्यों? बार्बर नॉन ब्राह्मण में नहीं होते? नॉन ब्राह्मण वाले बाल नहीं कटवाते? वो सब झुमरी तल्लैया बन के घूमेंगे। वेना नाडू देखो, अपने अभी ड्रॉ किया है, देखो देखो इतने सारे गोल चक्कर बनाए हैं, देखो, है ना? तो नाडू से बड़ा हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? In a typical village, you will have these people. You have Adimai and Al. अच्छा ठीक है, वेट करेगा। Is Piranaadu only? अरे यार, तुम्हारे गांव में जो कि ब्राह्मणों का गांव है, वहां पर गटर नहीं है, तो साफ करने वाले कर्मचारी होंगे, वो अपना एसोसिएशन बनाएंगे। मैंने जब कहा पेरिनाडु इज an council or an assembly of professional class, तो उसमें कास्ट कहां से आ गया? Adimai slaves, we know about them. Merchant and artisans, we know about them, है ना? Remember antarayam, tattam patam, we have done this. Now comes agriculture, the most important. The owners of the land, land owners. The land owners are called Udayar. And Udayar have two rights. They own the property, they can till the land themselves, or they can give it to somebody else, correct? So they have two rights on the piece of land. Karanamai and Mitachi rights over the piece of land. ठीक, कर्णमय, मिताची. ठीक. Now the landowner will not till the land himself, so he will keep tenants. Tenants are called ulukudi. Actually दो होते हैं, कुडिनिक्की कुडिनिंगा, but ulukudi for simple, for us simple. Ulukudi. ठीक है? They only have tilling rights, kudimai rights, that's it. They are going to till the land which is given to them. Now what is important is the tax system. Who is the most important person? Udayar. So he pays the primary tax. Kadamai. Kadamai. That is the primary tax that he pays. Tax. Similarly, the tenants pay the secondary tax or the tenant tax. Kudimai. Kindly be very, very specific. There's only a difference of a letter. Kudimai, Kadamai. ठीक? So now it is time to put all the taxes on the board. सारे tax एक साथ. ठीक? Taxes. Udayar pays Kadamai and Padi Kaval. That is security tax. And he pays this tax to A, he pays to the king. B, he pays to the Ur. He pays to the assembly and the king. Number 2, Ulukudi. Ulukudi pays only one tax, Kudimai. But he pays this tax to 3 people. He pays it to the landlord for whom he is working. B, he pays to Ur. And C, he pays to the king. He pays the same tax thrice. Number 3, merchants, artisans. Actually, I have already written the tax, but still I will write Antarayam, remember, / Tattam Patam. That is one tax that they pay. And the second tax is Padi Kaval. Security tax they also pay. They pay to Ur, they pay to the king. And finally, the last taxpayer from the village. Number 4, Ur, the village assembly himself pays the tax. So they pay Padi Kaval. That is the security tax. And who do they pay it to? अपने से ऊपर काउंसिल में. उनसे ऊपर कौन है? नाडू. Clear हुआ? Everybody is paying tax to who? Obviously, so from Nadu, then Nadu will pay it to Velanadu, Velanadu will pay it to Mandalam, Mandalam will pay it to the king. Right? ठीक. बस 2 चीज बचे हैं, फिर चले जाएंगे. 2 minutes. You are also tired? No, I'm not. Look at me. I'm never tired. I can teach you everything again from the beginning. आगे बढ़ें. बढ़ना ही पड़ेगा. Measurement. That's it. ये आपका measurement unit है. कुली मावेली. Rajendra the First invented a measuring rod and made it a standard measuring rod for the first time in South India. That gives you 3 measuring systems. Sir, both taxes paid to the king and Ur. जी. कुली मावेली. हो गया. That's it. अब एक चीज बचा, वो भी इतना ही छोटा है. समझ आया? ये रट लेना है. कुली मावेली. The last thing, how do I know all this? Who informed me? So, the source. Ya Allah. हाँ, 1 minute. ठीक है. सात्विक तो ऐसे 5 मिनट ले रहा है. It is simple. Just take a minute. खत्म कर लो पहले इसको. Royal edicts. Prasishti. Royal edicts called Prasishti. They inform us about what was happening there. But what is interesting here? The royal edict के लिए सबसे interesting चीज ये है that they used Sanskrit script, Sanskrit Grantha script, but the language used was Tamil. That is interesting. Tamil language, Sanskrit Grantha script. But there was something called common edicts. Common edicts are called Me Kriti. And the best example of a Me Kriti is a hero stone. Every village in South India has a hero stone called Viragal. Every village celebrates their own hero, है ना? Because they have protected the villagers from some kind of an invasion. Particularly, they have saved cows because cows are important. Protection of cows. Cows are very important in South India also. So hero stones, Me Kriti. What is interesting here is, in the early phase, the script that was used was Vattelittu script. All right, but the language used was Tamil. In the later phase, the language was Tamil, the script was Tamil. पता नहीं आप लोगों को ये कितना important लगता है, but this is very important. It is this Vattelittu script which will later give you Malayalam. In other words, the oldest script of India, South India, is actually Vattelittu, the Malayalam script, but the language is Tamil. It is ulta ulta. So you have to remember that. That is the end of the lecture.